We need to talk about Man City, really, just because even the most positive of Saints fans wouldn't have given the team much of a chance for beating City. It's a cup that they've dominated for the last few years, but how wrong we were. Glenn, if the Forest game was the worst we've seen at St Mary's, was the Man City game one of the best in terms of the team performance?
It was just absolutely staggering. Absolutely staggering, the way that game panned out. Just ridiculous. Pep left the door open with his team selection. Goalkeeper, left back, Kyle Walker at centre back. They put a youngster up front, didn't they, on the wing, Cole Palmer. Now, obviously, these are all good players, but everyone, even people who aren't Man City fan, you'd rather face Cole Palmer than Riyad Mahrez, and you'd rather they put the reserve goalkeeper in. But we really played them off the park. I think they thought they were going to beat us easily, to be honest. And
so did we.
Yeah. and any game of football, no matter who you are, if you start it at kind of 75% and then you go behind, it's very, very difficult to suddenly get up to 100%. I don't think City really got up to it. Calvin Phillips in the centre of midfield was a massive weak link, and that was my favourite bit of the game. Was it wasn't not just because it led to Gineppo's goal, but Romeo Lavia just bodying Calvin Phillips out of the way to get the ball and knock it through to Gineppo, and then it's like, why is the goalkeeper there? Why is he?
I love that. I love that we seem to have installed some sort of magnet in the centre circle at St Mary's that just attracts Manchester City keepers out away from their goal line.
It was nice to see. It was good to see.
But it was just a great performance, and then to go those 2 goals up was the first goal was fabulous. I mean, what a goal that is! What a finish! That was. Graziano Pelle used to score goals like that, where he just the ball just got to him and he just hit it straight away.
He just swept it, didn't he?
Just swept it in, and that was a lovely finish from a player who's not even looked like scoring a goal so far. So that was great. I mean, did you hear the chant? The chant that went up. It was a play on the Nathan Jones one at Crystal Palace, but with Pep Guardiola, your football is.
No, I didn't. I heard the Ricky Lambert one.
It wasn't entirely convincing, because I think we were all frightened at that stage what was going to happen when De Bruyne and Haaland came on in the second half. But they did come on, and the second half was comfortable. Yeah. And as Steve said earlier, if anything, we should have extended our lead. It always felt like 3 decent passes and we would be in. But we didn't quite have the quality to sort of get in that second half and put a third goal away. But, brilliant performances by players who you weren't expecting it from.
There wasn't anybody that was under par, really, was there? You couldn't single anybody out and say they had a bad night or they weren't.
Diallo, Adam Armstrong, Mara, they all performed better than they normally do. So
Gineppo.
Yeah, Gineppo,
man of the match, of course. Don't forget Gineppo getting man of the match.
Not quite sure about that
one. He talked about being aggressive, Alfie. That first sort of 10, 15 minutes, I was watching it. I think I looked up and it was like 3 minutes in, and we were already like pushing forward and putting a few tackles in, and that was, to me, that really summed up the aggression that he'd been talking about. It was just the perfect example, and I couldn't believe what I was watching.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And that's actually right. You couldn't believe what you're watching. And obviously, you're trying to be really tentative in the way you're reporting it as well, because you know for a fact that it's Manchester City. And, realistically, 4-0 to them is more likely than 2-0 to Southampton, even in the first sort of 10, 15 minutes. But yeah, like Glenn said, the way it, that 5-minute spell, 2 goals, Sekou Mara's finish, we're not accustomed to a striker taking a finish like that this season. There's no sight on Chadham's, really important for the 2 goals yesterday. But we don't see that at the moment. And I had a lot of work to do at the time. Obviously, I had to file a late report for the newspaper, and I was scrambling hard. I was really nervous that they were going to come back. And then Haaland came on. I think he touched the ball once, and it was he got his mosquito leg up to a ball that was about 8 foot in the air, but couldn't direct it goalwards. Certainly the best I've seen from Southampton in my time, and absolutely brilliant. I thought that Nathan Jones deserved to have a couple of digs at various people that he did in the press conference after. It was good fun.
He'd earned that right, hadn't he?
And it was a good laugh.